Ed, you have one of my favorite scenes. It's right when the big battle starts because you just see Noble get fully unleashed. You're cracking necks, you're stabbing dudes. It's just one display of nastiness after another. Zach's obviously a real pro at these action scenes. So, what's most like gratifying about getting to collaborate on these really large scale sequences that we just don't see that often in films?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's something I enjoy so much, and I really enjoy that first section as well because, the thing I feel like most actors miss when they do action scenes is they're thinking about it physically within beats. I do this, I do this, I do this, ow, that hurts, and I go. What they forget is the acting. And Phil Silvera, who's a stunt fight coordinator on Deadpool, always used to teach me, he used to stop and say, Ed, why are you doing this? You know, and how does your emotion change? Once you get hit, then the next look needs to inform that and have the energy of it. And I really like that first section because, I come out and speak to her, you have the explosion and the flip, and then you just see him get up and go, all right. And he sees the trench hole, and he just walks over, standing up in the middle of it, and his big breath, jump down, and it's like, unleash. And I love that section. I was telling Farah earlier on, like, that little section down in the trench was the best bit just because I got to just play with loads of stunt guys, stunt women, stunt men. We had the best time rehearsing for that and doing that. Fun fact, while I was rehearsing for that, I was in there, obviously it's in a tight, enclosed space, so we had all of the mats up in just the rehearsal space. And then halfway through, I was just, going through, doing all of that. And then Freddie, the stunt coordinator, went, Ed, could I have a word? And I went, yeah, of course. And he come out, I was like, what have I done wrong, man? And he was like, no, he's like, congratulations. I said, what? He said, you've got COVID.
Oh my God.
He was like,
you need to leave.
He was like, you need to leave now. I was like, dude, we need to finish this fight. And I was like, strong and fight. We were gonna shoot that the next week. And after that, I was sent home. I wasn't really allowed to leave my house for like 7 days. And so I was just like working out with my kettlebell at home. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just use this as an opportunity to rest.
Yeah.
And then came back. But actually the best thing about that was that the crew got 2 days off.
Oh God.
And the crew needed it because they were struggling, and they were all texting me like, Ed, thank you so much. Like it was a gift.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with that. So
You
all
took
of that
one for
from
the
your first
team there
question.
for sure. The scene's great. And Farah, you have such a unique experience on this film because your character is kind of on an island. You're not interacting with a ton of the other main cast, but you're also playing such a key role. So the viewers have you have such a mystique to the viewers as Belisarius. So what did you like most about getting to play with that character that is kind of behind the scenes manipulating more than at the forefront?
Yeah, it was a fascinating challenge, really, and one that I knew what I was getting myself in for because I could see that his story was being peppered throughout the first two films, and it was my responsibility to fill in the gaps, of which there were many. The first flashback is him as a young soldier for the Imperium when he kidnaps Kora, and decades later he's at the position that we sort of see him in the present day of the film. But Zach knows exactly who this person is, where he's come from, a planet that is as yet undisclosed, and he's an outsider to this world in many ways, and has found his way through manipulation, the grooming of Kora to find himself in this position of power. It was a different challenge, but one that I absolutely enjoyed, and it'd be wonderful to fully play those gaps in the future at some point, because he's a fascinating person for sure.